I'm Elizabeth Ann of elizabethannintuitiveart. Today we are going to do a client session. I'm sharing with you the process around a sense of belonging. So I'm going to get into my heart space and still my heart, make the connections to Mother Earth and the divine. I'm going to thank all of the trees that are here in support, and I'm going to read the questions and intentions of this client request. It's around deeply feeling a sense of belonging and feeling grounded no matter our circumstances. So the intention is to feel deeply a sense of belonging and groundedness no matter the circumstances we are in. So I'm just going to close my eyes with those intentions. I'm going to still my heart and ask I'm going to settle the parts of me that need to be settled and get to my core, my sacred heart within the sacred heart of the divine. I ask that this be the avenue of communication. For my highest good, the client's highest good, the viewer's highest good, our mutual highest good, and the highest good of all. Thank you. The first thing that I'm picking up is bubbles. There's like images of nature within these bubbles, but there's a part of our perception, of our consciousness that's inside these bubbles, and the bubbles are all attached to one another, kind of like a wasp's nest or a honeycomb. Feels more like a wasp's nest though. Something a little stinging about it. There's a fear of nature, really, that has actually instigated a further separation from nature. And it's understandable with insect bites and wild animals. That there was a sense of protection put up, a bubbling of sorts. It's sort of switching back over to the honeybee, in that these bubbles provided some housing and some protection from the elements, from the stingings, from the hardships of really living outdoors. But over time, there's this layering, this like thickening of this membrane that made it more opaque to actually see the stars, or the sun, or the filigree of the trees overhead. Everything kind of became a bit of a blur, but there's still light there. It's like looking out of a window, a clouded window. I'm getting that, the concept of a greenhouse, for example, allows one to be in nature and with the elements while still being protected. So there's a sense of the best of both worlds in a way. But it still feels like a bit of an artificial environment. A little too humid, a little too hot, a little too cold, a little too wet. This has to do with the footsteps that we're taking, that one is taking, that you are taking. It's like setting the pace for oneself. The shoes are really important. I see very comfortable, like slipper-like, but durable. They're kind of like elf shoes. And just one step after the other, after the other. It's a soft step, lightly on the earth, but trying to find ground, finding where a sense of belonging is. Busy finding and making a sense of belonging, but there's it seems to be a linear path where the key information really is one step in front of the other, in front of the other, in front of the other, landing softly, walking, treading lightly, is taking you somewhere. And that cushioning is really important. The cushioning in the connection to the earth through the feet. There's like a sense of falling through the footsteps, sort of tumbling down through the vastness of the core, toward the core, through the crust of Mother Earth. Like a little gnome tumbling, waiting to hit rock bottom. Kind of doing cartwheels in a way, not too concerned about hitting hard, but concerned about landing. And the gnome lands upright, kind of like a weeble. The gnome knew all along that it would land upright. And so it's just sitting there, and even though it's in the core of the earth, they're in the sunlight, sitting on this very smooth, weathered, water-smoothed rock. Natural granite. And just looking up at the sunshine and basking in the light. The quality of the light is actually similar to that greenhouse, but it just feels more direct, a little purer, more pure. I just get the sense that one could sit there for a very, very long time, and that's kind of what is being sought after by many, actually. The warmth of the rock, the smoothness, the uprightedness, and just basking in the warmth and the light. There's a sense of landing here and no need to do anything else. So I ask what the further significance is, or information of support here. It has something to do with patience. It does, and feeling the air and the sunlight no matter where you are. Taking the time to actually do that and really contemplate. There's a deep knowing that you do this and know how to do this and know how to do this well. The encouragement really is to do it deeper and further and broader and longer and fuller. Because in this space, this is where the heart opens. This is where the heart simultaneously opens and rests and comes alive at the same time. It's that sense of vitality that is such a virtue and value. It's funny, I have bugs crawling on me right now, which it's that sort of forever conundrum about meditating for a length of time and just accepting the annoyances that are part of the circumstances, and dialing in the focus. See the siren? Isn't that funny? That's so ironic. Is to focus on the light more. To take care of the annoyance when needed, and then to come back and actually live in the light. Sitting on the rock. And this rock is the same rock all around the world. There's a mouthpiece. It's sort of the mouthpiece of Gaia. You can speak to her this way, through the rock, anywhere you are. And she will speak back. How do we hear her, is the question. And this is, we hear her when we simultaneously open to the divine life force energy that's flowing through us at all times. and making the request and the question and the intention directly to her core, to her crystalline core. She's saying to do it right now. She's telling us about the sort of swirling of energy that occurs when we request a deeper connection, a deeper sense of belonging. For example, this is one. And anything that is sort of in the way, any energies that are in the way get swirled up. And it can be really beautiful, like a storm over the cliffs, over the ocean. But it can be a little ungrounding at times when the stirring is the density of emotion that is still within our physical bodies and beings and soul. And I can feel it moving through me as we're acknowledging it, and it's swirling around. So the real point here is that this is a natural occurrence from the asking, and it can appear to be chaotic and moving us backwards into confusion and chaos, unease, but it's actually stirring up these energies that we have an opportunity to process, to let go of, to clear like smoke. And even though the sage itself, for example, doesn't do the clearing of these energies, it's the intention behind what we are doing. When we're saging, for example, that helps the energy clear. So Mother Earth is reminding us to be super intentional and to take it deeper, and to know that when these sort of difficult emotions and happenings that seem to be ungrounding occur, to know that it's part of the clearing, and to ask for more clearing. Sit on that rock. Sit on that rock with your face and heart like a cow on a mountain toward the sun. Face the sun, face the light, bring in even more light. And watch it dance across the swirling elements until the clouds start to part even further, and that gap starts to get even greater, and the sun's rays come through in that deep reminder of connection to something greater, to the higher powers all around, to the divine, that divine clearing. And the gnomes are here to help, the inner earth gnomes. There's a connection between the gnomes here on this plane and the inner earth gnomes. Because they're always speaking with the heart of Mother Earth, that's why. And we can too. We can too. And this is what can really help to foster and grow a deeper sense of belonging, no matter the circumstances, no matter where we are. And I know it's easier said than done, but the practice, we are getting encouragement for the practice. And in return, for a disciplined practice, there is an increasing strength and solidity underneath our bums while we face the beautiful sunshine. Blessed be.